My expectation was a little bit different. Not always should be the way we think or the way we want. Sometimes we need patience, consistency and persistence to achieve the best thing. So
Imagine being told your heart might be too weak for football, and then becoming the greatest goal scorer the sport has ever seen. That's the story of Cristiano Ronaldo. A journey that begins in a tiny home in Madeira, where a boy with oversized dreams chased greatness barefoot on the streets. At 15, doctors found a heart condition that could have ended everything. But Ronaldo came back from surgery like a spark ready to ignite. By 12, he left his family behind to join Sporting Lisbon, crying through lonely nights, but training like his life depended on it, because in many ways, it did. And from that struggle rose a force of nature. The future 5-time Ballon d'Or winner, the man who shattered records for club and country and became a worldwide symbol of discipline and ambition. So let's take a closer look at CR7, the boy who pushed past every obstacle and grew into a global icon. Here we go. The Atlantic winds swept across Madeira like a restless whisper, carrying the scent of salt and wildflowers into the narrow lanes of Santo Antonio. In a small hillside home, humble and fragile as a seashell facing the tide, Cristiano Ronaldo entered the world on February 5, 1985. He was the youngest of 4. Elma, steady and protective, almost a second mother. Hugo, gentle but constantly wrestling with life's shadows. Katia, the dreamer, filling the house with songs and imagination. And then there was Cristiano, restless, fiery, and overflowing with an energy that seemed too big for the walls around him. Even as a toddler, he chased anything round like a moth drawn to light. Bottles, paper balls, runaway oranges. His family joked he learned to shoot before he learned to speak. Their father, Jose Dini, spent long days as a kitman, scrubbing boots and washing jerseys until his hands grew tired. Their mother, Maria Dolores, worked any job she could find, returning home with aching fingers and a weary smile. They had little shared rooms, sometimes even clothes, but their home pulsed with laughter, pride, and a love strong enough to hold everything together. After school, Cristiano and the neighborhood kids turned the streets into wild battlegrounds of football. The pavement became his first stadium. Older boys became his rivals. The echo of their footsteps roared like an imaginary crowd. Though small and skinny, once the ball touched his feet, he moved with the fearlessness of a storm. But losing, that he could not bear. When defeat hit, tears ran freely, hot, stubborn, determined. Not from weakness, but because winning felt as essential as air, and he refused to suffocate. At 8, he joined CF Andorinha, his father quietly watching from the sidelines. Coaches whispered about the wiry kid with lightning in his legs. By 10, Madeira felt too small to contain him. He moved to Nacional, and soon scouts from mainland Portugal were seeking the boy who trained like he was racing against fate. At 12, Cristiano boarded a plane to Lisbon, alone. He had never left Madeira, never slept without hearing his siblings in the next room. As the plane rose, he watched the island shrink like a fading memory, his mother's tears and his siblings' waves searing into his heart. The instant Cristiano Ronaldo broke into Sporting CP's first team, European football felt a jolt. His feet moving with the urgency of a brewing storm, his confidence glowing like a lantern in the wind. Soon after, a friendly against Manchester United changed everything. Sir Alex Ferguson watched the teenager slice through defenders like silk, and within weeks, Ronaldo's world flipped. At United, the raw talent from Madeira became a blade honed by discipline. By 2004, he'd lifted his first major trophy, the FA Cup, the opening note in a symphony of silver. Over the next few seasons, he stacked Premier League titles, 2007, 2008, 2009, and, most memorably, the 2007 to 2008 Champions League, scoring in the final and finishing top scorer. That same year, 2008, his first Ballon d'Or felt less like surprise and more like confirmation. In 2009, new mountains beckoned. Ronaldo pulled on Real Madrid's white like a knight donning armor, and under the Bernabeu lights, he became a phenomenon. Goals arriving with the regularity of sunrise. He seized La Liga crowns in 2012 and 2017, added Copa del Rey triumphs, and ruled Europe with Champions League titles in 2014, 2016, 2017, 2018. In 2013-14, he set a single-season Champions League record, 17 goals, like a marksman chasing immortality. Awards trailed him like stars behind a comet. More Ballon d'Ors in 2013, 2014, 2016, 2017, and record after record across the Champions League and international football. His time in Spain didn't just fill ledgers, it turned ambition into legacy. Meanwhile, in Portugal's red and green, he carried a nation's heartbeat. In 2016, even after an early injury in the Euro final, he coached from the touchline with the urgency of a captain in a storm, and Portugal lifted their first European championship. 3 years later, 2019, came the UEFA Nations League, another chapter in a story written with belief. By 2018, he embraced Juventus, and instead of fading, cut through Serie A like a blade through silk. Back-to-back league titles, 2019, 2020, plus domestic cups, proof that time hadn't dulled him. It had refined him. In 2021, a dramatic return to Manchester United brought late winners and hat-tricks, reminders that legends don't age like ordinary men. Soon after, he opened a new chapter with Al Nassr, claiming the Arab Club Champions Cup 2023 and stretching scoring records with undimmed fire. Across Lisbon, Manchester, Madrid, Turin, and Riyadh, Ronaldo amassed 34 senior trophies, 5 Ballon d'Ors, and a goal tally towering over 900, a career that reads like myth yet stands on fact. He fought, he climbed, he conquered, turning football into a canvas and painting his ambition across continents to echo across an island. What happened next took him beyond football, straight into the world of billion-dollar business. Cristiano Ronaldo's fortune wasn't luck. It was engineered, brick by brick, like a skyscraper built on purpose. By 2025 to 2026, estimates put his net worth between $1.2 billion to $1.45 billion. The surge accelerated in Saudi Arabia. His 2025 Al Nassr deal pays about 180 million euros per year, approximately $211 million, with 50% plus from image rights and at least 60 million euros tied to Saudi promotional work, earnings unmatched in team sports. That salary is just the foundation. Endorsements with Herbalife, Tag Heuer, Clear, Binance, Jacob and Kobayashi, American Tourister add $50 to $70 million per year, crowned by a $1 billion lifetime Nike pact. No surprise, Forbes named him 2025's highest-paid athlete at roughly $275 million. He's built a self-sustaining CR7 ecosystem. Pastana, CR7 hotels, Madeira, Lisbon, Madrid, Marrakesh, New York, CR7, Crunch Fitness, Portugal/Spain, and Inspiria hair restoration clinics. In 2025, he launched Marv with Matthew Vaughan and bought 10% of Vista Alegre. Early 2026, he took 25% of UD Almeria via CR7 Sports Investments, stepping from pitch to boardroom. Beyond companies, he holds 100 million euros plus in real estate, Madeira, Madrid, Turin, Manchester, Riyadh, a garage of hypercars, and greater than $5 million per year in jet perks. And then there's the multiplier, 939 million followers, May 2025, where each sponsored post is worth millions. Social reach functioning like its own profit engine. But Ronaldo's success isn't only measured in trophies, it's built into the homes he's created around the world. Cristiano Ronaldo's story is not only written in stadiums, it's etched into the walls and windows of the mansions he owns across continents. His $90 million real estate empire stretches from Portugal to the Middle East like a constellation of luxury. Its brightest star is his $22 million Cascais mansion, rising over the Portuguese Riviera with 4 floors, a private cinema, full gym, tennis court, and glass walls opening to the Atlantic like a stage curtain. Inside, Italian marble, smart tech systems, sprawling suites, and gold-accented finishes turn it into a private kingdom built for comfort and ambition. But not all his retreats scream opulence. In the Pineda Gerais National Park, he owns a quiet $3 million riverside hideaway where mountains replace crowds and the Cavado River mirrors the calm he rarely finds in the spotlight. Lisbon adds more chapters. A sleek $2 million apartment on Avenida de Liberdade and a second penthouse near Eduardo VII Park, worth about $7 million, complete with a gym, spa, and pools, turning city life into a personal sanctuary. His Madeira mansion may be the most personal. A former warehouse transformed for £7 million into a cliffside masterpiece with 2 Olympic pools, a full performance gym, and a mini football pitch where he trains with his sons, reflecting both his origins and transformation. Spain left him another jewel, a La Finca luxury home designed by Joaquin Torres, once rented out for $16,000 a month. Italy added a vast Turin villa where Georgina Rodriguez admitted she sometimes got lost inside. Across the Atlantic, Ronaldo's New York chapter featured an $18.5 million Trump Tower apartment, a sleek Manhattan statement he later sold, showing his real estate moves are as strategic as they are stylish, and his footprint keeps expanding. On Dubai's exclusive Jumeirah Bay, Billionaire's Island, he reportedly acquired a mega mansion on a 30,000 square meter plot, complete with a private beach, 7-car showroom, spa, and a pool overlooking downtown Dubai. It stands among the most extravagant properties associated with him. Saudi Arabia adds yet another tier. As Al Nassr's highest-paid star, he resides in accommodations crafted like a blend of palace and fortress, built for privacy and opulence. Our next stop will be his massive garage. Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't just own cars, he collects machines built as if for a larger-than-life figure. His garage feels like a cathedral of horsepower, a testament to the ambition that carried him from Madeira to global stardom. By 2025 to 2026, this collection is valued between $25 million and $30 million, making it one of the most extravagant in sports. At the center sits the Bugatti 110, a hypercar so rare only 10 exist. Ronaldo's pearl white model, worth nearly $9 million, goes 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.4 seconds, flashing forward like his explosive bursts on the pitch. Beside it is his $3 million Bugatti Chiron, complete with CR7 stitched headrests, a personal stamp on one of the world's fastest cars. Then comes the Ferrari Monza SP2, a $1.9 million open-top missile in black and red, looking almost predatory under the lights. The lineup continues with the $1.5 million McLaren Senna, sharp as a blade, and a Ferrari F12 TDF, about $600,000, its V12 scream echoing Ronaldo's own competitive fire. Only 799 were made, and one sits in his garage. His luxury daily drivers carry their own aura. The $550,000 Rolls-Royce Cullinan glides like a magic carpet, while the $740,000 Phantom Drophead Coupe adds yacht-inspired elegance to the fleet. Power peaks with the Mercedes-Benz Brabus GV 12900, a $700,000 beast gifted by Georgina Rodriguez. One of only 10 ever built, its 900 horsepower engine turns the G-Wagon into a land rocket. His Bentleys add refinement, a $220,000 Continental GT and a $313,600 Flying Spur, while a humble Chevrolet Camaro sits quietly among the giants, a nod to simpler beginnings. Every car in his garage says something. The rare ones reflect his exclusivity, the fast ones his fire, the elegant ones his status, and the modest ones his roots. Cristiano Ronaldo's luxury tastes stretch far beyond cars and mansions. They spill into the skies, seas, and even the glitter on his wrist. His extravagance moves like a man determined to live at the very top of the world. He once soared through the air in a $20 million Gulfstream G200, a jet fitted with plush interiors and a full kitchen, before upgrading to aircraft valued as high as £61 million, flying not just like a superstar, but like a head of state drifting above the clouds. When he touches water, it's aboard a $7 million Azimut yacht, a floating suite with 5 cabins, a jacuzzi, and a private bar, the kind of vessel that glides across the ocean like a moving palace. His wrists carry their own galaxies of wealth. Ronaldo owns a $2 million diamond-studded Jacob & Coach watch, glittering with 424 diamonds, and a $1.5 million Bugatti Chiron tourbillon, complete with a tiny functioning W16 engine, a watch that roars even while silent. Add to that his $485,350 Rolex GMT Master, 2 ice, just one piece of a watch collection valued at over $10 million. Each timepiece is less an accessory and more a small sculpture of brilliance. The sparkle continues with Georgina Rodriguez, whose jewelry collection, funded by Ronaldo, shines like a private treasure vault. Her $716,000 engagement ring, a $1 million chapard ruby necklace, and additional pieces priced at $238,000, $358,000, $219,000, and $39,000 bring her total collection to over $7 million. When she walks into a room, she doesn't just glow, she dazzles. And even his temporary stays are fit for royalty. During his early months in Saudi Arabia, Ronaldo lived in the Four Seasons Kingdom Suite, costing £250,000 per month, as if renting an entire world above the city. Stepping into his personal life, Cristiano Ronaldo's private story is stitched with love, loss, and a family heartbeat that follows him like a shadow across continents. He became a father in 2010 to Cristiano Jr., whose mother he's kept private. Today, the teen is tracing his father's path with youth call-ups for Portugal. In 2016, a chance meeting at a Madrid Gucci store brought Georgina Rodriguez into his life. 8 years later, they announced their engagement in August 2025, the ring sparkling like a small moon. Their family grew fast. Twins Eva and Mateo, 2017, via surrogate, and Alana Martina later that year. Then came the hardest chapter. Twins in April 2022, with Angel passing at birth and Bella Esmeralda becoming the light they hold close. Through it all, Ronaldo calls parenthood his greatest privilege, proof that beyond Manchester, Madrid, Turin, Riyadh, or Madeira, he is first a partner and a dad. Now, beyond applause, let's step into the storms he faced. Cristiano Ronaldo's ascent was never a quiet climb. It crackled with spotlights and with shadows that tested his nerve like crosswinds against a rising jet. The fiercest storm traces back to Las Vegas, 2009, when Catherine Mayorga alleged sexual assault, a claim Ronaldo has always denied. Prosecutors later declined criminal charges for insufficient evidence, and in 2022, a US judge dismissed the civil case on procedural grounds tied to the plaintiff's legal team. Yet the story lingers like an echo in an empty stadium. Another battle played out not on grass but in court, a multi-year wage dispute with Juventus over roughly €20 million tied to COVID-era deferrals. The saga stretched into 2026, where rulings upheld that Ronaldo would keep the millions already paid. Legal vindication after a marathon of headlines. These chapters, legal, public, deeply personal, mark his statue with hairline cracks. Yet the figure stands, not untouched by controversy, but refusing to be defined by it. And that's Cristiano Ronaldo's world. A life where hard work opened the doors, and luxury simply walked in after. From the skies, he flies through to the sparkle on his wrist. Everything he owns tells the story of a kid who refused to stop dreaming. Love him or not, you can't ignore the scale of what he's built. It's bold, it's flashy, it's global, it's Ronaldo. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you enjoyed the ride, hit subscribe and stick around. There's plenty more to uncover. See you in the next one.